Hello and welcome to the Fun Study channel, and in this video we will discuss about the 5 years Indian polity prelims questions from 2015 to 19. And at the end of the video I have also prepared 20 MCQs, so make sure you watch this video till the end. Let's move to the first question. Which one of the following is the 29th state of India? 2015 prelims question, and the answer is Telangana. The next question. The rolling plan is associated with. So the rolling plan is associated with Janta government. The third question. The Indian model of constitution is A. Evolutionary, B. Revolutionary, C. Both A and B, D. Discretionary. So the answer is both A and B, both evolutionary and revolutionary. Question number 4. The Vice President of India can be removed from office by. So the answer is both A and B, that is the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. The Vice President of India can be removed from his office before completion of his term. A formal impeachment is not required for his removal. He can be removed by resolution of Rajya Sabha passed by special majority of 2/3 of the total members of the House. That is the 164 out of 245, and agreed by the Lok Sabha. So how to calculate the 2/3 of the total members of the House of Rajya Sabha is, so 2/3 into 245. So 2 into 245, 0, 9, 4 by 3. So it's 163 point something, but roughly you can take it 164. Number 5. According to the Constitution of India, executive power are vested in A. Prime Minister, B. President, C. Council of Ministers, D. Cabinet. So the answer is B, the President. The powers and functions of the President of India. The President have executive powers, the legislative powers, financial powers, judicial powers, diplomatic powers, military powers, and emergency powers. So these are the 7 powers which a President of India exercises his duties. Number 6. Which one of the following is a constitutional body? A. Interstate Council, B. National Development Council, and C. National Commission for Women, and D. Niti Aayog. So the answer is Interstate Council. The Interstate Council is a non-permanent constitutional body, so you have to keep in mind the Interstate Council is a non-permanent constitutional body set up by a presidential order on the basis of provisions in Article 263 of the Constitution of India. It was formed on 28 May 1990 by Sarkaria Commission. The chairman is led by the Prime Minister of the country, that is Narendra Modi, and these are the list of important constitutional bodies, so you have to keep in mind, or you can pause the video and take a screenshot of this slide. Election Commission, Union Public Service Commission, State Public Service Commission, Finance Commission, the National Commission for SC, National Commission for STs, Special Officers for Linguistic Minorities, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Attorney General of India, Advocate General of State. So these are the list of important constitutional bodies of India. Number 7. The Rajya Sabha can authorize to legislate a state subject by A. 3/4 of the majority, B. 2/3 of the majority, C. 4/5 of the majority, D. Absolute majority. So the answer is 2/3. 164 members. If 164 members voted as yes, then they can legislate a state subject. As per the Article 249, the Rajya Sabha can pass a resolution by 2/3 majority of its members for declaring a state list subject of national importance. Number 8. The Bhagwan Sahe Committee report laid down guidelines for Number A. Judicial appointments. Number B. Electoral reforms. Number C. Parliamentary reforms. Number D. Constitutional heads. So the answer is number D, the constitutional heads. Bhagwan Sahe, a former governor of Kerala himself, he headed the Committee of Governors which sought to outline guidelines for constitutional heads. He was the younger brother of former Assam Governor Vishnu Sai. So you keep in mind, whenever you hear Bhagwan Sai, just remember that he is a former brother of Assam Governor Vishnu Sai. Number 9. A writ issued by the court in general is against Number A. State, individual, association and organization. So the answer is state. There are 5 writs: habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto and certiorari. So these are the 5 writs issued by the Supreme Court of India. Number 10. Who is the law officer of Government of India? Number A. Chief Justice of India. B. Attorney General of India. Number C. Solicitor General of India. Number D. Law Minister of India. So the answer is number B, Attorney General of India. The Attorney General of India is the first law officer of the Government of India. He is the Indian government's chief legal advisor and its primary lawyer in the Supreme Court of India. So the Attorney General of India is the first law officer of India. He is the Indian government chief legal advisor and he is a primary lawyer in the Supreme Court of India. The President appoints the Attorney General of India. So whenever a question comes, who appoints the Attorney General? So the answer will be President. And who is the current Attorney General of India? Is K.K. Venugopal. Number 11. Which part of the constitutional deals with the constitutional status of Panchayat Raj institutions? So the answer is part A, part 8, part 9, part 10, part 11. So the answer is B, part 9. How many articles and schedules did the Indian Constitution contain when it was originally passed? The answer is A. 395 articles and 8 schedules, B. 398 articles and 10 schedules, C. 397 articles and 9 schedules. D, 396 articles and 9 schedules. So the answer is 1, A. When it was originally passed, there were 395 articles and 8 schedules. Presently we have 395 articles and 12 schedules. So remember that in mind. Number 13. Who summons the prorogues both the House of the Parliament? The answer: A, Prime Minister, B, Speaker of Lok Sabha, C, President, D, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. So the answer is C, President. The President summons the prorogues both the House of the Parliament. It is a bicameral legislature composed of the President of India and the two houses, the Rajya Sabha, Council of States, and the Lok Sabha, House of the People. The President is, in his role as head of legislature, has full powers to summon and prorogue either House of the Parliament or to dissolve Lok Sabha. Number 14. Which state came into existence as a result of 13th Amendment in the Indian Constitution? So which state came into existence on the 13th Amendment in the Indian Constitution? A, Mizoram, B, Meghalaya, C, Manipur, and D, it's D, none of this. So the answer is D, none of this. The 13th Amendment Act of 1962 gave a special status of the state of Nagaland and made a special provisions for it. So the answer is Nagaland. So whenever there is a question, Nagaland in the option, the answer will be Nagaland. Number 15. Article 371A includes religious practices, B, excludes religious practices, C, exclusively for religious practices, D, none of the above. So the answer is A, it includes religious practices. Number 16. Emergency in the states can be imposed by the President on the recommendation of Governor under A, Article 356, B, Article 359, C, Article 360, and D, Article 365. So the answer is Article 356. The Article 356 provisions in case of failure of constitutional machinery in state. This is President rule. It is known as President's rule. The Article 359 in the option, there is Article 359. It's for suspension of enforcement of fundamental rights during emergencies. Article 360. Provisions as to financial emergency. Articles 365. Extraordinary powers of the President during President rule. So these are also important articles which you have to remember, keep in mind. Number 17. Dobashis are the part of number A, village courts, B, tribal courts, C, high court, D, Supreme Court. So the answer is B, tribal courts. Dobashis, or a person who knows two languages, as a duty of these people was to translate during the days of British rule. These people would know the tribal dialect and Nagamese, a hybrid of Assamese still used as a lingua franca across Nagaland. The Britishers could communicate in Nagamese The Kohima District Customary Court, like other tribal courts in various districts of Nagaland, functions under the Deputy Commissioner of District concerned. So the Debashis are under the functions of Deputy Commissioner of the district concerned. Number 18. Who allocates the portfolios to the union ministers? The answer is A. Speaker of Lok Sabha, B. President, C. Prime Minister, and D. Parliament. So the answer is the Parliament. The Prime Minister. 19. The fundamental rights of the Indian Constitution were borrowed with inspiration from A. Constitution of UK, B. Constitution of USA, C. Constitution of Switzerland, D. Constitution of Russia. So the answer is B. Constitution of USA, United States of America. Indian Constitution borrowed from USA. These are the functions or borrowed articles from the USA. So number 1, impeachment of the president. Number 2, functions of president and vice president. Removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges. Fundamental rights. Judicial review. Independence of judiciary. 7. Preamble of the Constitution. These 7 points were borrowed from the Constitution of USA. 20. How many times can the President of India return a non-money bill passed by the Parliament? Answer A. Once, twice, thrice, never. So the answer is once. The President of India can return a non-money bill once only. Which one of the following is not mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution? A. Dignity of the individual. B. Dignity of the Constitution. C. Fraternity. D. Unity and integrity of the nation. So which one of the following is not mentioned in the preamble? So the answer is B. Dignity of the Constitution. It is not mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution. So these are the preamble. This is the preamble. Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, dignity of the individual. These are the main words included in the preamble of the Constitution. 22. A money bill passed by the Lok Sabha is sent to the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha must return such a bill back to Lok Sabha within A. 1 month, B. 14 days, C. 7 days, D. 3 months. So the answer is 14 days. The Rajya Sabha have to return a bill to the Lok Sabha within 14 days. 23. The Rajya Sabha can take initiative in number A. Censuring a minister, B. Creating new All India service, C. Considering money bills, D. Appointing judges. So the answer is creating a new All India service. The Rajya Sabha can take initiative in creating a new All India service. Number 24. Who among the following acts as the presiding officer of the House without being its member? A. Vice President of India, B. Speaker of Lok Sabha, C. Chairman of the Legislative Council, D. Speaker of the Legislative Assembly. So the answer is A. Vice President of India acts as a presiding officer of the House without being its member. Number 25. One of the following was not a member of the drafting committee of the Constitution. A. B.R. Ambedkar. B. Gopal Swami Iyengar. D. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. D. Aladi Krishna Swami Iyer. So the answer is C. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was not members of the drafting committee of the Constitution. Number 26. The emoluments, which means salaries, allowances and privileges of the president are determined by number A. Office of the President. B. Pay Commission. C. Parliament by law. D. Chief Justice of India. So the answer is Parliament by law. So the Parliament determines the emoluments, allowance and privileges of President. 27. Panchayat Raj system envisages representative government at 3 levels. The following is not: A. Gram Panchayat. B. Mandal, block, taluk. C. Divisional level. D. District level. So the answer is C. Divisional level. 28. What is the office residence of the Indian Prime Minister? A. Ashok Road. B. Akbar Road. C. 7 Lok Kalyan Road. D. Any mark. So the answer is 7 Lok Kalyan Road. The office residence of the Indian Prime Minister is 7 Lok Kalyan Road. 7 Lok Kalyan Road was formerly known as Race Course Road. Before it was named as Race Course Road, but it was changed recently as 7th Lok Kalyan Road. 29. Which writ provided in the Indian Constitution is invoked when a court asks a person determined by the office to be produced before it? A. Habeas corpus. B. Mandamus certiorari. D. Prohibition. So the answer is habeas corpus. 30. What is the number and tenure of members nominated by the President to Rajya Sabha? A. 8 members 4 years. 6. B. 6 members 6 years. C. 10 members 5 years. D. 12 members and 6 years. So the President can nominate 12 members and for 6 years to the Rajya Sabha. 31. Which of these words was not originally mentioned in the preamble of our Constitution? The answer is A. Sovereign. B. Secular. C. Democratic. D. Republic. So the answer is B. Secular. This was not included in the preamble of our Constitution. Which articles of the Indian Constitution deals with fundamental rights? A. Article 343. B. Article 51A. C. Article 36 to 50. D. Article 12 to 35. So the answer is D. Article 12 to 35 deals with fundamental rights. The Article 343 stands for official language of the Union. B. Article 51A is fundamental duties. Articles 36 to 50 is directive principles of state policy, and D. Article 12 to 35 is fundamental rights. Which articles of the Indian Constitution deals with the imposition of the President rule? So number A, 343, B, 356, C, 370, D, 395. This question is also repeated. It came on 2015 also. So the answer is B, Articles 356. 34. Which of the following subjects is part of concurrent list? A. Extradition. B. Fisheries. C. Population control and family planning. D. Defense. So the answer is C, population control and family planning. 35. How many tiers of governance are there in Panchayat Raj system of governance? So the answer is A. There are 3 tiers in Panchayat Raj governance system. 36. Which of the amendments in the Indian Constitution led to formal beginning of Panchayat Raj system in India? So from which amendment in the Indian Constitution led to start forming of Panchayat Raj in India? 42, 58, 73, 78. So the answer is C, 73rd amendment. The 73rd Amendment Act of 1992 granted constitutional status and protection to the Panchayat Raj institutions. For this purpose, the amendment had added a new Part 9 entitled as the Panchayats and a new 11th schedule containing 29 functional items of the Panchayats. As per the census of India, India is made up of how many districts? So the answer is India is made up of 640 districts. But currently, as per 2020 census, there are 739 districts. As per 2020, there are 739 districts in India. Which of these personalities served 2 terms as the President of India? The answer is Dr. Rajendra Prasad served for the 2nd time. He is the only president who served for the 2nd term. 39th. Which constitutional amendments was moved to turn the Goods and the Services Bill into a law? The 122nd Amendment. This is the answer. The 9th schedule of the Indian Constitution was added by A. 21st Amendment, B. 6th Amendment, C. 1st Amendment, D. 9th Amendment. So the answer is 1st Amendment. The 1st Amendment included the 9th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Which of the following is wrongly matched? A. Emergency provisions, Weimar Constitution. Weimar Constitution belongs to Germany. B. Concurrent list, Austria. C. Office of the Governor, Government Act of 1935. D. Federal system with strong central tendency. So the answer is D. Number D. It is wrongly matched. The federal system of strong central tendency was adopted from Canada, not Australia. Keep that in mind. 42. All cases relating to interpretation of the Constitution can be brought to the Supreme Court under A. Original jurisdiction, B. Constitutional jurisdiction, C. Advisory jurisdiction, D. Appellate jurisdiction. So the answer is A. Original jurisdiction is related to cases which are directly brought to the Supreme Court. Cases which require the interpretation of the Constitution or cases relating to denial of fundamental rights are heard in the Supreme Court. excuse me, the concept of the public interest litigation originated in A. India, B. Britain, C. America, D. Canada. So the answer is America. The concept of PIL was adopted from America. Which one of the following function is not the concern of the local government? A. Public health, B. Sanitation, C. Maintenance of public order, D. Public utility service. So the answer is maintenance of public order. This function is not the concern of the local government. If the president has to resign, he should address his resignation letter to the A. Chief Justice of India, B. Vice President, Speaker of Lok Sabha, Prime Minister. The answer is Vice President of India. He should address his resignation letter to the Vice President of India. The power of Supreme Court of India to decide disputes between the center and the states falls under. So the disputes between the center and the states falls under A. Original jurisdiction, B. Constitutional jurisdiction, C. Appellate jurisdiction, D. Advisory jurisdiction. So the answer is A. Original jurisdiction. A two-tier system is prescribed by the 73rd Amendment Act 1992 for states with population less than A. 20 lakhs, B. 15 lakhs, C. 10 lakhs, D. 5 lakhs. So the answer is 20 lakhs. Population below 20 lakhs will have a two-tier system of Panchayat, and if the population exceeds 20 lakhs, it will be three-tier Panchayat Raj system. Number 48. Which one of the following statements is incorrect? Nominated members of Rajya Sabha have the voting rights in the presidential elections. B. Nominated members of the parliament have voting rights in the election of the vice president. C. Lok Sabha has a role in the removal of vice president. D. The constitution does not fix any amendments for the vice president. So the answer is nominated members of the Rajya Sabha have voting rights in presidential election. So this statement is incorrect. Number 49. The provisions related to citizenship came into effect from A. 26 January 1950, B. 26 November 1949, C. 25th October 1948, D. 15th August 1947. So the answer is A. 26th January 1950. Question number 50. The Lok Sabha Speaker is elected by the members of the parliament, elected by the members of the parliament of both of the houses, appointed by the president in consultation with the prime minister. D. Election by the house from among its own members. So the answer is D. The speaker is elected by the house from among its own members. 51. One of the following is not a fundamental right. A. Right to equality, B. Right to freedom, C. Right to property, D. Cultural and educational rights. So the answer is C. Right to property is no longer a fundamental right. It has been transferred to Article 300A in the Indian Constitution. The normal tenure of the Lok Sabha members is 5 years from the date of declaration of election results, 5 years from the date of taking oath, 5 years from the date of his first meeting, 5 years as notified by the Speaker of the House. So the answer is C. 5 years from the date of his first meeting. Number 53. The provision of equal pay for equal work, both for men and women, under the Indian Constitution is A. Fundamental right, B. Fundamental duty, of the employers, C. Directive principles, D. Special enactment. So the answer for 53 is C. Directive principles. Number 54. In the Indian Constitution, freedom of press is included under A. Freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India, freedom to form associations, freedom to practice any profession, freedom of expression. So the answer is D. What is the composition of elected and nominated members in Rajya Sabha? The answer is C. 238 plus 12 is 250. So the total strength of the Rajya Sabha is 250. 12 is appointed by the President of India. As per the Constitution, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom implies the following: an expression of patriotism, A fundamental duty of the citizens, an advised ethical value, A cultural value of India. So the answer is a fundamental duty of the president. The Panchayati Raj institution were first introduced in the state of A. West Bengal, B. Gujarat, C. Rajasthan, D. Karnataka. So the answer is C. Rajasthan is the first state which introduced the Panchayati Raj institution. Number 58. The power of the judiciary to review and determine validity of law and policy or order is known as A. Judicial discharge, B. Judicial action, C. Judicial promulgation, D. Judicial review. So the answer is D. Judicial review. Number 59. The Planning Commission of India was set up by a resolution of the National Planning Committee in April 1938, the National Development Council in March 1951, the Government of India in March 1950, the Government of India in March 1948. So the answer is the Government of India in March 1950. So from March 1950, the Planning Commission of India was set up, and it fully functioned from 1951. It was formed in 1950 and fully functioned from 1951. Which of the following is considered as the chief policy making organ of the government? So the answer is A. Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, B. Ministry of Law, C. Cabinet, D. Prime Minister's Office. So the answer is C. The Cabinet is considered as the chief policy making organ of the government of India. The following comes under the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court: A. Challenging arbitrary action of the government body, B. Disputes between central states or between two states, C. Appeal from the appellate tribunal to Supreme Court, D. Reference of the President on the constitutional validity of an act. So the answer is B. Disputes between the center and states or between two states falls under original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. The authority to transfer a judge from one high court to any other high court. Number A. Prime Minister, B. Chief Justice of India, C. President, the Union Law Minister. So the answer is C. The President has the power to transfer a judge from one high court to another high court. Number 63. The 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act envisages a two-tier Panchayat Raj system, B. Three-tier Panchayat Raj system, C. Four-tier Panchayat Raj system, D. Free and compulsory education for the children below 14 age. So the answer for this question is B. three-tier Panchayat Raj system. 64. Under the Indian Constitution, right to education is A. Employment right, B. Cultural right, C. Fundamental right, and D. Non-fundamental right. So the answer is C. Fundamental right. So these are the total 64 questions from past 5 years. I'll give you a quick revision. Which one of the following is the 29 states of India? Rolling plan is associated with. The Indian model of constitution is. The Vice President of India can be removed from the office by. According to the Constitution, India executive powers are vested in. Which one of the following is a constitutional body? The Rajya Sabha can authorize to legislate a state subject by. The Bhagwan Sahay Committee report laid down guidelines for. A writ issued by the court is general against. Who is the law officer of Government of India? Which part of the constitutional deals with the constitutional status of Panchayat Raj institutions? How many articles and schedules did the Indian Constitution contain when it was originally passed? Who summons the prorogues both the House of the Parliament? Which state came into existence as a result of 13th Amendment in the Indian Constitution? Article 51A, 371A includes. Emergency in the state can be imposed by the President on the recommendation of the Governor under. The Dubashis are the part of. Who allocates the portfolios to the Union Ministers? The fundamental rights of the Indian Constitution were borrowed from the inspiration from. How many times can the President of India return a non-money bill passed by the government? Which one of the following is not mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution? A money bill passed by the Lok Sabha is sent to the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha must return such a bill back to Lok Sabha within. The Rajya Sabha can take initiative in. Who among the following acts as a presiding officer of the House without being its member? One of the following was not a member of the drafting committee. The emoluments, allowance and privileges of the President are determined by. The Panchayat Raj system envisages representative government at 3 levels. The following is not. What is the office residence of the Indian Prime Minister? Which writ provided in the Indian Constitution is evoked when a court asks a person detained by the police to be produced before it? What is the number of tenure of members nominated by the President to Rajya Sabha? Which one of these words was not originally mentioned in the preamble of our Constitution? Which articles of the Indian Constitution deals with fundamental rights? Which articles of the Indian Constitution deals with imposition of the President rule? Which of the following subjects is part of the concurrent list? How many tiers of governance are there in the Panchayat Raj system of governance? Which of the amendments in the Indian Constitution led to the formal beginning of Panchayat Raj in India? As per the census of India, is made up of how many districts? Which of the following personalities served 2 terms as the President of India? Which constitutional amendment was moved to turn the Goods and Services Bill into a law? The 9th schedule of the Indian Constitution was added by. Which of the following is wrongly matched? All cases relating to the interpretation of the Constitution can be brought to the Supreme Court under the concept of public interest litigation originated in which one of the following function is not the concern of the local government? If the president has to resign, he should address his resignation letter to the powers of the Supreme Court of India decides disputes between the centre and the states falls under 47. A two-tier system is prescribed by the 73rd Amendment Act 1992 for the states with population less than. Which one of the following statements is incorrect? The provision related to the citizenship came into effect from the Lok Sabha Speaker is one of the following is not a fundamental right. The following tenure of the Lok Sabha members is the provision of equal pay for equal work both for men and women under the Indian Constitution is the provisions of equal pay for equal work both for men and women under the Indian Constitution is in the Indian Constitution freedom of press is included in. What is the composition of elected and nominated members in Rajya Sabha? As per the Constitution, to cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for freedom implies the Panchayati Raj institution were first introduced in the state of the power of the judiciary to review and determine validity of law, policy, or an order is known as the Planning Commission of India was set up by a resolution of which of the following is considered as the chief policy-making organ of the government? The following comes under the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. The authority to transfer a judge from one high court to another high court. The 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act envisages under the Indian Constitution right to education is so let's start our quiz. There will be a total of 20 MCQs. The full mark will be 20. One question will carry 1 marks each. And the time is 100 seconds. 5 seconds to each questions. So try your best and comment down below how many marks you have scored. So if you like the video, please subscribe to the Fun Study Nagaland channel for more videos. Thank you for watching this video, and for more videos please leave a like and subscribe.